Welcome to Barber Jabber with me, Gary Spencer, the creator of the Great British Barber Bash. Today I'll be talking to the brilliant Neal Toner, good friend of mine, excellent barber. He's got a fantastic business, but mainly we're going to be talking about how he keeps his mind focused on that business of his, what makes him tick, and the different approaches that he has found have made his business work more successfully. Hope you enjoy it.
Welcome, Neal Toner. How are you today, sir?
Fantastic, mate. How are you?
I'm good. And do you know what? I'm really enjoying this lockdown, to be honest. I've embraced it now. At first, it was a little bit of anxiety, but at the end of the day, this is a time I can spend with the family and enjoy and relax. And I feel re-energized, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure. You're looking fantastic.
Do you feel
traveling and stress?
Do you feel that it's going to be a good time to reset and recharge our batteries? Do you think we're all going to come out the other end, hopefully, with a bit more energy and vigor?
You said we all. I don't think we all are going to. I'm curious how people are spending their time. I am observing from a distance, and I suppose I'm definitely observing my own team. I'm observing my close circle and family. And I suppose anybody that I can help within that, I am reaching out and helping, which kind of coincides with what I'm putting out on my social media. I'm not going to go out trying to fix the world. However, I'll put the content out there that I think is valuable and hope that people take something from it.
Yeah, I mean, we've got loads of questions to go through today. One of the main things and sort of different things I want to talk to you about is your mindset and your positive outlook and how you keep that going. So we're going to definitely come on to that. But just to start us off, what is your background? How did it all start for you, the barbering world?
My childhood, the programs I've been running since then until about 5 years ago was that I was a failure. I failed my 11 plus, I failed my GCSEs. I went on to be an electrician and I failed that. I went on to be a bricklayer and failed that. And I picked up barbering by chance. I was cutting my brother's hair. I was cutting my own hair, which led into family members with absolutely no vision or desire to open a barbershop just because we were going out to get drunk. I was trying to get out of my head at the time. I get out of the chaos. And so I suppose it was like, let's go drinking. I haven't got my hair cut. Fuck, I'll cut it for you. So got into barbering. Shortly after that, my father is an entrepreneur and he's seen an opening in the local town. I was fortunate enough that he lent me the money to start up along with a bank loan, and the rest is history. I suppose, if I'm being honest, I think I just had a natural flair for it. I kind of picked it up quite well, quite quickly. And yeah, just blossomed, Gary. I suppose then it would lead us on to how me and you met, because that was quite quickly into my career.
Yeah, not too long after. I mean, you said about being a failure before that. I mean, was it just that you couldn't stick at things, or you'd not found something that sort of sparked that fire within you? Was that what it was?
Well, there's science behind it, and there's ages, and there's scenarios. For me, my brother was very successful, very young, and as I kind of went, my 11 plus was the first kind of clear one that I failed, and from balloons and partying in the house for an A and as 11 plus, I think it was an A, maybe a B. I went on then the following year to fail it with a D. So from then, I started to measure my success with somebody else's yardstick, and I started to tell myself, I can't do this. I can't do it. I'm stupid. I'm dumb. And these things played. And as certain wee small things went on throughout my teenage years, I related that back. If I didn't get on the football team, I wasn't good enough. And so on and so forth. So just certain wee things that we build these programs of ourselves, and then we form a belief about ourselves. And then effectively that's how we then act. You know, somebody in a thriving state is never in survival state.
Yeah.
You get me? So that's what I was in.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the old adage, isn't it, of the kids at school who are put into a lower class and told they're not intelligent, so therefore you're not going to be successful. And half them are intelligent. It's just that they've not found their niche, or learning algebra doesn't push their buttons, for instance.
This is the fucking thing that drives me mad. I've got 2 kids, and I'm watching very, very closely at how they are educated and taught and nourished and raised in school, because sometimes teachers have more time with your kids than you have. So they're not smart. Break that down for me in what? English, maths, and science. If we look out into the world at the minute, right? Well, if we take out the corona and the deaths, the biggest thing coming from this is post-corona depression. This is being suppressed in our houses, whether it's with family members or partners that we don't like, eating shitty foods, taking in negative social media stuff. It's going to be post-corona depression. That's going to be the biggest thing here. So when my son's teacher says in school, Neal, his maths just isn't good enough. Fucking good enough for what? My objective is that my son lives to 70, 80, 90, happy and healthily. Not that he can fucking add numbers together. I hope that's the case, that he can. But what about you start teaching them about happiness? What about starting a meditation class? This is the things that are important. Love, teaching kids how to converse with their parents. Like, these are the important things. School is nothing in my eyes. I have reached, in my eyes, astronomical levels of success based on where I thought I would be as a 17, 18, 19-year-old. But I have no academics. I now can add because I count money through my company.
And you become very good then, don't you? When you add your own money, you soon wake up to it, don't you?
Oh, yeah, fucking learn pretty quick. So education and school, look, I fully respect the teachers. They're humans. They're doing their best, but it needs to be relaxed, and there needs to be other curriculums brought in here so that our kids can. The way I see this, if they suppress the kids and tell the kids that they're not good at maths and they're not good at English and they're not going to pass and they're not, kids aren't seeing it out of school. We're seeing more and more suicides and deaths in school now than we ever have. So we need to look at what's happening here. So anyway, sorry, I apologize about the rant. That's where.
Well, do you know, we'll talk a lot more about that afterwards. But again, me personally at school, I was sort of quite intelligent, but none of it floats my boat. So I never read a book. I never did any homework, and basically I just acted the fool. And in the sort of 80s and whatever, my mum and dad didn't really have the attention probably which a modern person would have. So then I was basically told I wouldn't achieve anything, I wouldn't be successful, I wasn't clever or whatever. And again, I went into hairdressing 16, and that was actually a real fire for me because it made me go, I'm going to show you, yeah? And I became obsessed with hairdressing, and I'd do it. Any shows that were on, any events that were on, I'd be there with my boss at the time. He had about 100 and odd staff members, 20 salons, a place called Headlines in Southport. But if it was a Sunday and it was a fashion show, I'd go. And I then nurtured a real desire to be successful at that because I was so used to being told, oh, you won't do well. It was my way of saying, sod you kind of thing, But anyway,
it's interesting. I live in Newcastle, County Down. It's very like Southport, cool wee sort of vibe about it. And where I walk down the local promenade, I meet a lot of my teachers, past teachers out walking, and I know they follow my social media. So they've stopped me a few times and asked me would I come and speak to the business studies class or the school on business. And one of them I pulled and said, look, I am absolutely honoured that you asked me, but are you sure that what I'll give is what the school needs to hear? And they've actually been following the social media, and one of them said back to me, and this lady, I was in school, she didn't particularly like me, but she said to me, she says, oh, Neal, I follow your social media, and what you would be telling the kids is maybe exactly what they need to hear. So yeah, Sorry, continue.
Yeah, I mean, there's we could talk about it for a long time. PE or physical thing at school, I was okay, but it wasn't great. But some kids were devastated by the way that the PE teacher made them feel and embarrassed them at school back in the 80s and 70s. It definitely wasn't something that was stroking and encouraging people to do well. But anyway, going back onto it, going into your first shop, so your dad actually sort of pushed you to start your business. He saw that starting a business was probably the thing for you. Tell me a bit about that shop and where you then ended up in your Newcastle salon.
Okay, cool. So that's our original shop, is the Newcastle salon. That's where we. What's quite interesting, we started in one unit. I bought that unit quite early on, it was 5 years in, and then we expanded and took the unit next door. But what's quite interesting, and it's one of the valuable life lessons that I have, through 70-some £1,000 of a revamp and over doubling the size of our salon, we lost one key
ingredient
asset to the ingredient to the company. We lost the vibe of a barbershop because it was so big and there was so many corners and so many places to hide. So we're actually back in at the first opportunity that I could get out of that lease agreement. We took that because it was killing me. It was killing me going in and seeing the vibe just off, just wasn't right. The characters were still there, the staff and the clients, but then the business, the feel wasn't. So we're back in the original salon now only, and it's fantastic. So I started there 11 years ago, and small seaside town. So, which is interesting. It leads me into my next kind of venture in the business coaching. I've got the experience in the smallest rural seaside town that people tell me time and time again, I can't charge £20. I'm in a small town. I can't do it. They won't pay it. They won't do appointments. They won't do this. They won't do that. I've been there. There's systems. It's all about psychology and how you lead your business on. It's one important thing that Josh spoke on last night was we have got the opportunity with the correct systems that we're seen and thought of and paid as like the professionals in the accountancy world and the whatever, and past that, past their salaries, but it has to be done properly.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's really interesting. You should say that because on our travels, and we've traveled a lot together, whether it's a model, they'll say, oh, we don't get this haircut in our town. I can't do that type of work. I haven't got time to spend time on that. I couldn't possibly charge £20 a haircut because Dave down the road only charges £8. So we're constantly setting these sort of parameters for ourselves, aren't we? And judging ourselves by everybody else in the area. And what I look at sometimes is these wonderful restaurants that they have. And where I live, there's one called Verity, a fantastic Michelin star kind of thing. Now, the one next to him is a £10 restaurant. He's charging £30-odd. You can't get in for 3 months. And these special places blow people away, don't they? And again, I think that's what we need to do with the barbering industry, is to stop thinking as this £8 guy down the road is the guy that's setting my prices for me. Think out of the box a little bit.
Well, where does that start, Gary? That starts with your own core values as a human. So that guy that owns that restaurant, he has got 100% clarity on who he is. From that, he can then get a vision of what he wants to create. When his vision of what he wants to create, he can then market it to the people in that way. So this is the quagmire. This is the paradigm that we're stuck in, that people need help with.
On that point, I mean, you obviously expanded your shop, and I think that's great advice about how you've done that, and then maybe made a U-turn on it for the right reasons. You've obviously got a team around you. How do you select your team members, and how do you get them on the same wavelength as you and the same vision?
I'm a firm believer in the leader must lead from the front. Okay, and this comes from all different angles. What is an inspirational person? I don't really like that word, but at the end of the day, if you're a team leader, you must be inspiring. So you have to kind of get into them shoes. And when you're thinking about how you're going to conduct business, you have to think in that way. What's not inspirational, Gary? What's not inspirational is going out on a bender. What's not inspirational is being rude. What's not inspirational is not really fully respecting your friends and your family. And I've been all them things and I've seen the downside of them. So my strengths now as an employer, but I don't generally look at myself like that. I'm a team leader. I'm not an employer. We might employ them, but I'm a team leader. I need to lead from the front. So it's how I live day to day. It's I work out. We've spoke about like daily success habits and stuff. There we go.
Well, come to the gun show, mate. Come to the gun show. Look at
that. It's things that you do daily, and it's how you inspire. We've got like what I would call them as a kid, but not like in a derogatory way. Like young Ben, he's 17. I need to guide and advise this young kid to a thriving, successful career where he can come to me and go, Neal, I got my first car, which I just done. Neal, I got my first house. Neal, I'm going on holidays with my family. If you can't do that, my job as an employer is, I don't want to do it. This is what I'm weighing up through lockdown. I'm not going back to JFH Social the way it previously was. If you're in my team and you're not interested in securing your future, now that be's with your clientele, that be's with your income, that be's possibly with investments for your family, that be's in your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health. These are things that I'm looking at that I want to be the Google of barbershops. That's what I want. I'm like, there can be Google and Apple and all the companies side by side, but I want to be one of them people. I want to be a company where it's not just about getting a haircut or giving a haircut or a service for the staff. It's a full network, a full community.
Yeah. Do you, I mean, again, getting back to nitty gritty, what you're saying is you want everybody to be a leader within the shop and have that sort of personal drive and desire, not be a mirror image of you, but be their own person, but moving in the right direction. You touched on the, drink and stuff like that. We've all done it in the past. Personally, I stopped drinking about 3 years ago, and I've had the odd one in between. I did enjoy my 50th birthday party, but it soon becomes old. When you first start doing travel and education, you're working around the world as well. But when people might laugh with you at the beginning, they soon start thinking, oh no, he's been out the night before. And you're not an inspiring person. It's a bit of fun at first, but it soon becomes boring, doesn't it? What about your personal thing? Because I know you talked there about fitness, and do you feel that really helps you with your mindset, that you do stay fit? And I know you're into, what's it called, the thing, what's the exercise thing that you do called? CrossFit, that's it. So I see so many people are into it. My friend Mozambique, Re-Speak, is mega into it. I see him all over the place. I know. Yeah, Kevin Lutchman has lost a ton of weight. I don't know whether that's what he's doing, but he's looking fantastic. There's only me left on the shelf. Thank God I'm married.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't. You know what? I've got to leave the pork pies alone. That's the problem. But I did actually. I've stopped drinking. I thought that'd lose weight. It hasn't. I am walking a lot during this lockdown. I'm doing about 7, 8, 9 kilometers a day. But I did also try and go vegan at the beginning of the year, and I had all the best intentions, and I actually enjoyed it. It was a good experiment.
Okay.
But anyway, getting back onto you, do you feel that that's been a real big thing for you in keeping clarity of mind?
For sure. I'm studying stuff about the mind at the minute with an aunt of mine who is a mind and wellness expert. She works with some of the biggest businessmen in the world. She's spent a lot of time in America. She's from quite close to me here. A lot of time in America and in Hawaii working in a habitat, which basically reforms some of the darkest convicts and gang members in the world.
That's where I know her from.
That's where you know her from. This is gang signs. Where one of the places where I get the inspiration from, along with my brother, who's a CrossFit affiliate owner. So what are we talking about? We're talking about cognitive function when we're talking about clarity of the mind. What enhances and produces the cognitive function speed? It's your nutrition. Nutrition is number one. So the CrossFit diet, I know a lot of people think that this is a fad at the moment, or they will know that times are going to change. I eat 28 meals a week, Gary. So I eat 4 a day. One of those meals is a cheat meal, and that's on a Saturday evening or Sunday, and we schedule that in, right? So People ask, what do you eat in the other 27? I eat meat and vegetables, nuts and seeds, some fruit, little starch, and no sugar. No sugar.
Right.
Okay. So the importance of this is for cognitive function. It's for clarity.
What does the sugar do that's bad? What's the sugar? Why is that is so bad for what reason?
Sugar blocks everything up. It's like glue. It's also one of the big kickstarters for cancer. If you follow my Instagram page, you'll see every single morning now of life before anything else goes down my throat. So we're talking about things that we ingest. So there's multiple different facades of that. The first one being food. Before I do anything, I have in around a thumb size grated of ginger into a lemon squeeze. So I grate the ginger. I squeeze all the juices out of it, fold it up, squeeze it again. Half a lemon squeezed into it as well and filled with water. So basically what this is doing is this is changing the buildup of your body from acid to alkaline based. And when your body's alkaline based, disease and inflammation and stuff cannot grow in it. This is science, hard science. So you want to do that before anything else is in your body. So that's what I take in. Then I start obviously with my breakfast, and I'm not into weighing food. I'm not a foodie. I'm not into that crack. So I don't sit and weigh it and all that. I try and have a very balanced diet of protein, fats, and carbs in every single meal. Yeah. What that looks like is generally the size of the palm of your hand of each. Then we're looking at ingestion being through social media and what we take in, and whether it's negative energy, it's from the news. These are things, this is what I'm looking at. How can I be better? How can I give more? I'm a giver. I know there's probably a few memes for that, but I'm a giver. Yeah. I want to give back to the staff. I want to give to my family, and I want to do it at peace. So I need to be at my optimum to do it.
So you feel that obviously your health regime has been massively influential on your sort of mindset where you are now. You're obviously what you're taking into your body, both with food, but also we started to touch there on social media. Now, social media for me has been fantastic in one way. And, we promote ourselves and it's free. And I think it's fantastic that we've got to know so many people around the world with it.
Me and you.
Yeah, of course, that was Grindr, wasn't it? But the problem with it is that it can become overwhelming. It can become overwhelming, and I think especially now at the moment when we're on lockdown with COVID, people can be spending so many hours on it, and it's something my daughter has a little bit of anxiety, and we're a bit worried about her. And we feel that possibly being on TikTok and God knows what, and all these perfect pictures of people might be some influence on that. What's your take on it?
Look, Gary, everything has its place in this world. I believe that. I would never shoot anything down. What social media has done for me personally, and also my wider circle, being our staff, being you, I can't do nothing but appreciate it. It's important now to look at it. Are we using it or is it using us? So when you talked on TikTok, my son, who is 8, I hope 8, he asked me at the start of lockdown, Dad, can I get TikTok? So for me, this was like, fuck.
Yes.
I'm not at this stage already, am I? But he has got a PlayStation, so I'll tell you how I monitor that. And I'm very aware of cyberbullying. I'm very aware of perception. So the wee darling Amaya, she's watching TikTok. Yeah. She's probably watching who's Ollie and Ashton showed me Perry Edwards. Is that Oxlade Chamberlain's partner?
Right. Yeah.
She's a singer. They're watching these people, right? And my son included. That's why it's off his iPod. I bought him an iPod so that he can listen to music, not so he can watch TikTok. But he as kids are, they're cunning and manipulative, like addicts. And he worked me so that he had TikTok on it, but it's gone.
Yeah.
So they're judging that. And Perry Edwards, first of all, is probably a very good looking lady. I'm not sure. Secondly, she's a singer, so she probably can dance. And all of a sudden, my son and Amaya start trying to do a dance up the stairs like Perry Edwards and Ox. Ox is obviously a very talented footballer, so I'm sure he's got hand and feet coordination. So you start going up the fucking stairs, Gary, like Susan Boyle. and you're judging yourself. This is how it works, and it's the same for the guys that are posting physique photos on social media that are really shredded. It's taking a lot of discipline to get there. We need clarity on what our goals are. Therefore, I now use social media. Social media doesn't use me because I want to put my content out there. And what you'll find, if this has helped to anybody watching, I'll keep my phone on. My phone's on me all day within reason. And if I do a workout, if I have breakfast, I do a workout and time with my family. If there's any of that I find might inspire others, I'll do a quick snap, but I'll build them for 5 hours, not like 1, 2, or 3. And at 7 o'clock at night, I'll go in and I'll post them. So you'll see it like a story, but it doesn't consume me all day. I'm not concerned about the likes, about the who's seen it, who hasn't, who's interacted with it. I'm not concerned about that. And I'm in the nicest possible way. I don't follow other people on social media. I follow my staff and my family, because like, meet me on the street, Gary. You know me, and I'm a hugger. I'll hug you, and I'll be so. I'm present. I'll give and take an exchange and conversation, but on the grand scheme of things, we're not here for a very long period of time. And I've got a family who I love endlessly, and my friends, the empathy and exchanges that we now have through waking up. I want all that. I don't want to be consumed by, like, I
sit and look at the screen.
7, 8 hours a day on some people's like their activity on their phone or something. I'm not sure. I can't remember how to get it. It's like 7 or 8 hours out of your day.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a lot of time.
That's a 40-hour week. That's a fucking working week that you're watching other people's bollocks. And here,
that's right.
My thing is, if you think my content is bollocks, I am not offended. I know that it helps at least one person a day. Okay? So that's all I want. Don't hate me for that.
Yeah, I think that some people got into this social media thing and it's gone great for them. I think some people do get confused. You get guys in barbering who will spend hours doing one client and then taking pictures afterwards, and they actually forget to make money sometimes. So I think that can be an issue. And also they can let it get on top of them, because I think there's been definitely a move away from the haircut of barbering Instagram. People want to see a bit of people's personality. Again, that's why we're doing this podcast and we're doing the Instagram lives, because we do the shows and stuff, but it gives us an opportunity to really communicate and show what goes on behind the scenes of the Barber Bash. You know what I mean?
I think what's interesting with that, Gary, is that I hope that these talks wipe out perception. So me and you are talking here. If somebody's got a particular perception of me or you, and if it's for the business owners kind of vision, if it's for the followers kind of vision, if it's for the nice car or the nice house, whatever the things are, I want people to know that you need to have your own core values and goals, because you can achieve any of those things, but they might not fulfill you. So it all has to.
Well, the thing with goals is, I mean, I got caught up in it myself. I had 5 shops, and I was a goal setter, and I was very sort of motivated and whatever. But I ended up moving away from what I really enjoyed, which was more of the creative side of stuff. And I had these 5 shops for many years, 15, 20 years. But gradually you begin to not enjoy it as much, and you start buying things that you think are your goals, but are they really? Why did I want that? So I had a Porsche and a Range Rover and a house in Spain, and they were all a pain in the arse, to be honest. And what it was, I convinced myself that I wanted this flashy car that just became a car after a while. And now doing the Barber Bash, I'm really enjoying, almost every day of work. And my life has changed a little bit in that way. And I really, really think that if you're going to set a goal, make sure you know why you're setting that goal.
Something you're passionate about. So we're talking the social media. I'll speak for myself. So haircut after haircut after haircut after haircut. I'm passionate about delivering the service. But for me to coordinate our social media and put haircut after haircut after haircut, I'm like, people don't want to see that. So we've changed ours. I mean, obviously it came through our mission statement and what the core beliefs of the brand are, and about service and about delivery and about character and exchange and about catching a real cool snap of Paul or Mick having a bit of crack with their client. because
Yeah.
that's what the company's about. Our company's not about the highest level. I can fully respect the guys that do that kind of thing, but I'd be more into promoting the lifestyle, and at the end of the day, then that means
Character.
that if your character doesn't fit our mission statement, then we unfortunately have to part ways.
Yeah. Just bringing it back to the barbershops and what have you. Tell me a little bit about your team. I mean, how many are there now? Who are the key characters within your organisation? Tell me a little about that.
So we currently have 11 or 12 barbers, and a complete variety of character. We have both male and female. We really have it all. We've young, we've right through to the older people. Fuck, I'm the oldest. Yeah, I'm the oldest at the minute. And the characters, Paul Preshaw. Do we need to say any more? Paul's a character. We've numerous characters through different reasons. We have two new guys, Kane Kaz and Tom Cowden. You've met both the guys at the Barber Bash.
Tom in particular, I warmed him so much because what it is with successful shops and salons and teams, it's just the charisma of the people. And I know Paul in particular is a real character. He worked at Nomad Barber, and I'm not sure who else, but he's been around a bit, and he's a great barber, great personality. Tom is another new lovely personality. Yeah. Mickey, again, you've got in your other shop, who's fantastic. But yeah, it's just that warmth whenever I come in.
Mick has 1 hour a day that he could be on stage. He's a fantastic guy all day, and then he gets the 1 hour, and it's comedy that could go on stage. It's insane, from accents and sort of things. It's fantastic. We also then have a strong female roster in the salon with Zoe and Shannon Mead, and then we'll obviously then have the younger guys. So Callum's not really a younger guy anymore. I keep putting him in that bracket. He's a serious barber, came to us from work experience in school, and now we have a young cub, Ben. Ben's fantastic as well. So yeah, great mix. So I'm developing and growing through this period, Gary, massively. My next challenge is to sit down with the team before we open again and see who is ready to develop and grow with me. Yeah. Our team, we don't have anybody in the company that's not like family to me, and that's the truth. They can pick the phone up and ring me at any time. That's just how it is. I want to see them grow and develop.
How would you think, with the growth thing, obviously when they first start, they want to build the clientele and that's the focus. Do you see JFH Social, your brand, expanding with more branches or even franchise, or how would the growth happen?
Yeah, it has to be organic. With our reputation in Northern Ireland, with our skill set, which I can vouch for, people have said in the past that we maybe should be bigger. We maybe should have more salons. We maybe should franchise out. That's not. I'm an organic person, Patagonia, and I'm not into that. I don't want fast in and out barbershops, and I'm not about money. I'm very aware of my finances and what it takes for my family to live and for the future. But I'm not doing this for money. So yes, we will develop and grow in terms of salons, probably this year. But everybody needs to understand that it has to happen cohesively, and you're ready. I'm not opening another salon, Gary, at 32 for the pressure to be piled on my head. I want somebody to come in and go, look, Neal, what do I need to study for the next 6 months, year, on top of what we're already doing to open a salon? And then that's a passion that I have, like the feeling when I see how proud Paul is of the Belfast store. He's a partner with me, obviously. The feeling to see that, to sit down and talk about the success of it, as in the accounts, financial success, or to go into it and see the shop thriving and busy, and you know, all the boxers and the local sort of guys all coming in. That's what fills my heart. That's passion. That's fulfilling. I come home and hug my family and tell them that, because that's success for me. It's not money.
So the money is almost sort of, the money comes, if you look after the customer, that still looks after itself, is the old saying. But that sort of comes as a byproduct of the whole success of the whole thing together, doesn't it? Obviously, we talked a lot about business and mindset and your shops, and let's go on to a bit now. I know you're going to be doing a program for sort of a bit of self-development and a bit of support for business owners. What are your plans with that, and how can people get involved with that?
So basically, this has came through this. I have had this idea for quite a few years, and this is probably stemmed, Gary, from we started to do our education across the UK and further afield. And as I see it, we've educated, I don't know if you've done the maths, but I mean, your numbers would be much higher than mine because I haven't been there, but over 20,000 people between our shows and our education stuff. Yeah. So we've educated over 20,000 people. As unique as all those 20,000 people are, and beautiful and special, the business owners all have the same problem. And this is to do with the barber industry not being professionalized, not being standardized, and the system not really there in place yet for it. So my objective is to launch nealtoner.com. And what I want to do is I through the downtime, I've built a full online system. So that goes from video content to PDFs to worksheets to get clarity on your personal life, to then relate that to your professional life. And then, so I'm going to coach that in a group coaching manner. I'm then going to work with guys on a one-to-one basis. So we'll only have 10 clients at a time. And what we'll do is we'll go through, and for all the barbershops that don't have mission statements, they don't have clarity on who they are. They have never really spent time in understanding branding and how to play the psychology with it in terms of logos and shapes and colors. I'll go through that. And then we'll go through into implementing systems into the business. We'll implement systems into opening and closing and marketing. And so these things happen without you needing to be in the business. What do we want to do? We want to create more impact. We want to create more freedom, and we want to create more money. Impact in the community, impact with your staff, impact on social media, more freedom so you can actually get back out of the business once you've it built, so that then you can live your life, and more money so that you can do that. So I've developed the systems. I'm in the middle of recording them, and I'm going to launch it hopefully at the end of June or start of July. It's going to be at a low ticket price, which is quite rare for education, because it's quite hard actually to get cheap education, good education. So it's probably going to be in around the £49 per month price, which is fully tax deductible for all business owners. And that's where my passion lies. I want to make a change. I've seen what I've done personally over the last few years to change me and to change my business. And look, I'm not a charity worker, but I want to do that as low cost for everybody as I can, and to see the difference. I want to make change in the world.
Will it come? I mean, obviously, you said there'll be some one-on-one sessions, which I would imagine you'll have private FaceTime or whatever. Will it be in the form of you said the group meetings? Will it be in the form of a Zoom, or how will that come up? How will it be?
So the system I have fully developed and created a 6-week Renew You package. So that's all online. It's on my website. The website isn't live yet, guys, just in case you go to check it out. So what you'll do is you'll sign up for the group coaching. It's called the Elite Barbershop Mastermind. You'll sign up, you'll get your passwords and username sent to you, and you will go in and you will work through that as I drip feed it to you week on week. Okay, everything's as clear and simple laid out as I could have it. So of exercises with the full breakdown of what has to happen. Then every day in our group coaching private Facebook group, we'll have a day. So we've got motivation Monday, team Tuesday, marketing Wednesday, and this will go on. I will then be live coaching in that every single day for 1 hour.
I suppose the thing is that people invest in going on a Sassoon course or a Menspire course, and they spend all this time, and the standard of haircutting is fantastic. But how many times have we seen a fantastic haircutter start a business and fail miserably? So again, if you can impart your knowledge that sort of made you get to where you are with your couple of shops, fantastic team, it's invaluable, really, isn't it?
I said it at the start, your eyes will only see as far as your mind will let you. So you can do the Sassoons courses, you can do the JF8 Systems Academy courses, you can do the Men's Fire courses, you can do the can't think of another one off the top of my head, but full respect to everybody that's doing that, and especially the guys at the Great British Barber Bash courses. Full respect to everybody doing that. But I know from my knowledge on the mind that no matter how much information, how intricately it's processed to you, that within 1 to 2 months, the motivation is gone and you have forgot that. I've seen it time and time again. Motivation is what gets you going. Discipline is what keeps you going. You cannot keep that discipline going if you haven't got up here fixed first.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's sort of the missing piece of the puzzle, really. I mean, when we started doing workshops several years ago, there are other people who were doing them, but that gave an ability for people to go and learn off all these great barbers like yourself, traveling around doing the education. But I was a member of a group called 365, which is a barbering sort of business organization through the 80s and 90s. I think it's still going. And we would go every 90 days. And we realized that 90-day upturn after doing our sort of education, a lot of it was about sort of knowing your business and marketing and so on. But every 90 days, you would go back again and it would keep you built up. But yeah, I think it's a fantastic idea. So people can contact you directly through JFH social media, or they can contact you at Neal at JFH. Or if you want to contact me at the Great British Bar Bash, I'll put you on to Neal and we can talk a bit more about that. And he can sort of tell you how to get involved.
Look, Gary,
what I was going to say, go on.
A lot of this is thanks to you for the platform, because what I'm doing here, this is just online. This is what me and you have been doing across the UK, and Mick across the UK for the last 5 years. Going into the barbershops, we'll work with them on the haircutting side. I'll work with the other guys on the business side. And this is just bringing it online. I want this to be available all the time to people. I want to be able to, this lockdown to close, and for me and you to go back on the road again. Me, you, Mick, Paul, whoever's involved. Get the technical analysis done. I'll spend the afternoon again with the business owners, but also if we're not available, that you can go online and do it.
That's a great idea. And also, again, it gets us back to what we talked about, where this lockdown is probably a bit of a reset and an opportunity to start looking at things differently. Following on to that, because we're going to round up pretty soon. We've talked about your Belfast shop. You're in with Paul Preshaw, your partners with him. You've got your Newcastle shop going, and we're looking at hopefully building and working with your team that you've got now and expanding again, possibly. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? What's the next 5 years or to 10 years got for Neal Toner and JFH?
What has it got for me? I want to just continue to develop and grow. That's, spiritually, mentally, physically. With my family, I just want to continue to explore new things, explore my own mind, see where I can take it. And for the company, my visions for the company it's always been 4 salons. Anything past 4 salons for me was always going to be a bonus. So my goal has been to have 4 salons. I believe that we will hit that no problem, although, as I've said, it needs to be organically. And I do see this business mentoring and coaching being a massive thing for me. I feel like I've done it all and felt it all and experienced it all, from the highest of highs to the lowest of lows. And I am a man at peace, and that's the powerful part of this, Gary, is that I am a man at peace, and there's no stones unturned with the work that I've done on myself and on my business. So I see every other industry has got a business coach or mentor that they can go, and I'm working with some of them at the minute actually on my program, and they're going in and they're changing the industry for the guys, and I want that to be for barbershops. Josh said in one of his lives one day about we should all just come together and say that Newcastle, County Down, guys, everybody in this town, we're charging £20, no less, and everybody has to do it. That's standardization. I want to contribute to that and raise up the. I see it like the wee small local salon in in the back arse of nowhere with no real branding. Not really sure. They kind of cut guys at 80, but they also cut kids at 8, and just fishing about. Invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. You have got the opportunity. You've got the unit. You've got the skill set to be everything that everybody else is. You're unique. You are perfect, but you need a hand doing it. And I want to be the person that can go in and do that.
This lockdown again, you talk about the value of a barber or a hairdresser. Let me tell you, how many people have asked you, can you cut the hair during lockdown? I sell clippers and tools, and they're in such demand. So the value of a barber or a hairdresser is right up there, because I know that accountants probably aren't getting phone calls and librarians aren't getting phone calls.
Yeah,
people, what they want the haircut, because it's so much part of people's life, isn't it? You know,
accountants are getting phone calls.
Accountants, yeah, I probably made a mess of that. What I was going to say to you, I just want to, before we finish off, the first thing I was going to say, and I always ask it, young people getting into barbering, what would be your advice to the young guys, an 18-year-old girl or guy getting into barbering? What would be 3 nuggets of Neal advice you would give them? That's 6 actually, but we'll go for 3.
What do I suggest? I don't suggest it to the barbering community, Gary. I suggest it to people, period. Get clarity on what you want out of this life. We don't know when it's going to end, when it's going to be taken away. I have some close friends at the minute that their family members aren't very well. So get off the hamster wheel of thinking that I am a barber. You're not. You need to be you first. Get clarity on that. So that's number 1, clarity on what you want in your life, and make a roadmap to get that. Second bit of advice would be to clean up your nutrition. Get off the takeaway foods, the fatty, greasy foods. Get off the Monster energy drinks. And my third bit of advice is to get your heart rate up every day. And I know you said you walked. Gary, I'd like to send you a workout every day for the next week. It's something, the most simple thing, right? I'm going to do it actually, because then we can document it. Something as simple as 10 push-ups, 15 air squats, and a run up and down your street. And if you do that 5 times and finish for the day, and you tell me how much different you feel in your heart, in your mind, the endorphins are flying. Your business, not your particular, everybody's business will skyrocket. Get your heart rate up, get your nutrition on point, and get clarity on what you want in this life.
That's a great bit of advice. Right, we're nearly finished. I just want to say, I'm going to come back to you in a minute and just say a little bit of advice of people leaving this lockdown, and just a brief summary from you. But listen, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been really informative. These talks, we're trying to make them as varied as possible. I think what you brought to the table there is different, and it's something that interesting. And although, I wish I was doing all the same stuff as you, and I'm going to try. It's definitely food for thought, isn't it? And I think it's a reset button, like we said at the beginning. People should be looking at how this has changed my life and what I can do different in the future. I also think the idea of your business coaching is a fantastic idea. I think people invest in fancy cars, they invest in expensive jewelry, and really the thing that makes all that is their business and themselves. So that investment in that could be invaluable. So Neal, if you'd like to just give us one last little roundup of today's conversation, and then we'll close the chat.
Yeah. Gary, firstly, I'd like to thank you for having me on. Our relationship has only went from strength to strength, and I appreciate it. I love everything about it. From being and staying in your home, having time with your kids, out for dinner. It's
I've still got my pink knickers, by the way. Have you still got those pink knickers of mine?
I've used your toothbrush. You're a very important role in this industry, and I want to see change, like our own company's change. I want to see change in your company, and I want to see you continue to soar above the rest for education, because it's indispensable. For me, look, guys, if you've sat through this, you might think I'm talking waffle. I thought that at the time. Trust me, I'm not. If you have any questions for me, reach out to me. It's Neal Toner _JFH. I think that is the handle on Instagram, or Neal Toner on Facebook. And reach out to me, and I want to help you all. Please reach out. There is a brighter future out there for us all. So again, thank you for tuning in, and let's see where we can take this.
Thank you very much, Neil. It's been an absolute pleasure. You've cheered me up. I get motivated after these things, and I'm dangerous when I'm motivated.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. To the listeners, thank you for listening, and we've got lots more interesting people to talk to on our podcast. Please talk to us via Instagram, Facebook, or contact us on our website. And yeah, thanks again, Neil. It's been absolutely fantastic. I will see you soon, my friend.
Thank you, guys.
Peace.
See you.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.